how many minimum number of non-zero vectors in different planes can be added to give zero resultant. Okay, so if you are talking of three vectors, like in a given line you can have two vectors. Okay, so let us say there is a vector A and then there is another vector B. They are anti-parallel and equal. Then their resultant will be zero. Okay, but these are collinear vectors. They are not in the same different plane. They are in the same plane along the same line. So this will not meet out the condition. Now if you take this situation, vector A, vector B, and vector C. Okay, vector A, vector B, and vector C. Then these three vectors can add up to give you zero, but then they will be in the same plane. Yes. So for a three non-coplanar vectors, you can have their sum to be zero. But in the question they are asking in different planes, what is the minimum number? So now you have to visualize in three dimensions. Let us say this is x, y, z axis, x, y, and z. So minimum four vectors will be required to get the resultant to be zero. So one vector is here, let's say vector A, vector B is going here. Okay, so the plane containing A and B, you cannot have the third vector, because if you want to find out the resultant to be zero, the other vector should be out of the plane. So let's say one of the vector is in this direction. This is vector C. Then this will be a vector D. Can you visualize? They are not in the same plane, they are in three-dimensional planes. So they are forming some kind of three-dimensional geometry. So you will need minimum four vectors to make it equal to zero. Is it clear? A, B, C, they are not coplanar. A, B, and C. They are so if A plus B plus C, if you do, it will never be zero. Okay. So therefore you will have to have a vector D added to it, such that it is the opposite of resultant of A, B, and C. Then you might get zero. Any doubt?
Sir, Ashutosh has raised hand.
Ashutosh, what about it?
Sir, if we keep the three vectors, if we take three vectors and keep them in, if we keep them in different planes, then can't they give zero?
How can they get zero? That is what I'm explaining you. If the you are saying three vectors, that means the sum of the three should be zero. Okay, so let's
Yes.
say you take any two vectors. So this is one vector, this is another vector. Okay, so any two lines, they will always form a plane, right? Any two lines, if you join them, they will definitely lie along one plane. Is it clear? So if you want the resultant of the three to be zero, the third vector has to lie in this direction. So C is also in the same plane as that of A and B. Then how can you say that they are not in the same plane? A triangle is always a planar figure. And if their sum is zero, they three vectors lie along the sides of a triangle. Is it clear? Dhanraj, now you can ask.
Sir, the same doubt, sir. Why, like, if three vectors, you can take three vectors, then it forms a triangle, then the resultant will be zero.
But
I
they
not understand.
but the three vectors are coplanar, right? And in the question they are asking, in different planes.
Yes.
अंडरस्टूड? अक्षत, क्लियर हो गया डाउट बेटा? Now let's move on to the next question. Next question is question number 10. If A1 and A2 are two non-collinear, if A1 and A2 are two non-collinear unit vectors, okay, so this term is important, unit vectors. See, although the representation is meant not that of unit vector, actually it should have been A1 cap and A2 cap, but this is also not incorrect. Okay. If the sum of the two vectors, the resultant of the two vectors is root 3, then the value of A1 minus A2 dot twice of A1 plus A2 is. So in this question, you should know what is the angle between the two vectors. We know their magnitudes. So the magnitude of A1 is also 1 and that of A2 is also 1. Okay, the magnitudes are equal to 1 because they are unit vectors. Now when you calculate this thing, this expression which is A1 minus A2 dot product with twice of A1 plus A2, you can apply distributive property, yes or no? So this will become twice of A1 dot A1 plus A1 dot A2 minus twice of A1 dot A2, commutative property, and minus of A2 dot A2. Okay, so this is what you will get after applying the distributive property of scalar product. Is it clear? Now what is this? A1 dot A1 is 1 into 1 into cos 0. So this will become 2. Plus this will become A1 dot A2 is A1 A2 cos theta. Theta we can identify afterwards. Minus twice of cos theta minus of 1. A2 dot A2 both are unit vectors and parallel. So therefore you will have minus 1. So upon solving this you will get 1 minus cos theta. Okay, now you should know what is the value of cos theta. So let's look at this. The magnitude of A1 plus A2 vector, the resultant of A1 plus A2 is root 3. So can you tell me what the angle will be between A1 and A2? 60 degrees. This is a special case. If you remember, we have already done it. Otherwise, if you don't remember it, you can apply the formula of resultant magnitude, that is A1 square plus A2 square plus twice of A1 A2 cos theta is equal to root 3. Is it clear? So A1 square will be 1, A2 square will be 1, twice of A1 A2 will be 1. Squaring both the sides, you will get that is equal to 3. So 2 cos theta is equal to 1. Cos theta is equal to half, theta equal to 60 degrees. Substitute that value here. किसी को डाउट है अभी इसमें?
नहीं सर, किसी को डाउट नहीं है.
Okay, now let's do the next problem. 13. लिख लिया सबने? So vector R is the resultant of the vectors A and B. Ratio of minimum value of R and maximum value of magnitude of R is 1 by 4. Then A by B, the ratio of the magnitude of the vector A and vector B may be. Okay, so the term used is may be. Okay, it is not saying that it will be. It may be. Why? Because we are not sure whether the A and B are in parallel or anti-parallel direction, or do they make acute or obtuse angle. So the minimum value or the maximum value, okay, of the two. So the maximum value of A and B will come. R is given as A plus B, right? So this maximum value of resultant will come when both A and B are parallel. Yes or no? When both A and B are parallel, then you will get the maximum value. Okay, and what that value will be? Let's say the magnitude of A is A and B is B, and magnitude of R is A plus B. And the other possibility of the resultant to have minimum value will be when they are anti-parallel. In that case, resultant will be mod of A minus B. Yeah, we do not know which one is bigger, A or B, so we will write mod of A minus B. So we know these two things now. Based on that, we have to find out the ratio of A and B. The ratio of A and B. Okay? So they are asking what is the ratio of A and B. So A plus B, the maximum value is द मिनिमम एंड मैक्सिमम वैल्यू, इसका रेशियो कितना है वो आपको दे रखा है, ठीक है, नॉट द इंडिविजुअल वैल्यूज. If you club both of them, you will get a plus b upon a minus b as 1 by 4. No, sorry, I have written it wrong. It is 4 by 1. Okay, minimum to maximum is 1 by 4. So now you have this relation. Can you not find a by b from this? कर सकते हैं ना अब आगे?
Yes, sir.
So now next problem will be question number 10. Tisha has an 11, sorry. Am I correct, Tisha? That was 11, right?
Yes, sir.
So next question is question number 11. A vector of magnitude a is rotated through an angle theta. What is the magnitude of the change in the vector? Okay. So let's say you have one vector, it's the magnitude a, and then you turn it by an angle theta. The magnitude does not change, but you rotate it. Magnitude of this is also theta, a, but the angle between the two vectors is theta now. So this is vector a, and this is now after rotation a dash. Okay, now what is the magnitude of the change in the vector? ये आपसे पूछा हुआ. So change in the vector means initial minus final or final minus initial. It will be final minus initial. So this is your change in vector a. Okay, now this angle is theta. अब इसका मैग्नीट्यूड जब कैलकुलेट करोगे चेंज इन वेक्टर का, तो वो आएगा अंडर रूट ऑफ a स्क्वायर प्लस b स्क्वायर minus 2ab cos theta, if you remember. So 2ab into cos theta. Okay, now from this you can see that root of 2a square is constant, and inside you have 1 minus cos theta. Is it clear? This can be further written as 2a square. Now what is 1 minus cos theta? It is twice of sin square of theta by 2. This property we have learned few days back. This thing can be written as twice of sin square theta by 2. Tisha, is that correct?
Yes, sir.
Now within the under root you have 2 times 2, you have 2 times a and 2 times sin theta. So this is your answer. Question is 14. So there are two vectors A and B. So they are given in the rectangular component form. Then you have to find out the component of A along B. The component of A along B. Okay. So let us say your vector A is in this direction and vector B is, let's say, in this direction. Okay, we do not know what the angle is. We can find out, but right now we do not know upfront. Okay. So if you want the component of A along B, that means you want to drop a perpendicular from the head of A onto the B. This angle is 90 degrees, right? This angle is theta. Its magnitude A है. Now it is asking what is that component in the direction of B. तो यहाँ पे इस डायरेक्शन को हम लोग क्या बोल रहे हैं? This is B cap. Okay. And what this distance will be? यहाँ से लेके यहाँ तक जो distance है वो कितना होगा? Okay, that will be A cos theta. Yes or no? This distance will be A cos theta. Am I correct? Now, in the question they are asking the component of A along B. Along B मतलब B के direction में. So this is B cap. So you will write the answer as A cos theta in terms of magnitude. And for direction you will use the unit vector B cap. Right? Now what is vector B? Unit vector B. It is A cos theta times vector B upon its magnitude B. Okay, I hope it is making sense. Yes, anybody has a doubt? You have doubt in answer key. Okay, we'll see. Now what is A cos theta? A cos theta can be written as A dot B upon B times B vector upon B. Yeah? Can we write that or no? A cos theta is A dot B upon B. Okay, now what is the dot product of the two? What will be the dot product of the two? A dot B कितना आएगा? 1 minus 1 plus 1, that is 1. Okay, dot product is very easy. What is the magnitude of vector A? Root 3. What is the magnitude of vector B? Root 3. Is it clear? Now you will have to substitute these values over here. A dot B is 1. Magnitude of vector B is root 3. Okay. B vector is I cap minus J cap plus K cap. Vector B divided by its magnitude is root 3. So your answer is 1 by 3 I cap minus J cap plus K cap. So now you can see what the answer is.